So if you're just starting out, maybe you're a coach or a consultant, maybe you sell knowledge or expertise, such as a copywriter or a freelancer or a designer, and you want to build your business from you being a solo performer to having a scalable team, where should you start? Now, a lot of people say that you need a website. I have said this so many times over the last decade. You don't need a website when you are just getting started. All you need is a LinkedIn profile and a page to capture the lead. Now, I posted this on Facebook just the other day, and Ainsley has replied, James, it's funny how many people told me I need a website. All my business has been word of mouth. And that is because when you start a business and then grow a business, there are stages. Now, if you're building some whiz-bang e-commerce / tech startup, fintech business, you're probably going to need some amazing and expensive online platform. If you're selling your knowledge and your expertise, you do not need all that. I'm going to show you what you need in just a moment. Stick around. So what you can see on the screen right now is something called a lead capture page. This is different to a website. It's a really simple, elegant, distraction-free page that has one call to action. Now, a website has many calls to actions. There's all these different buttons that you can press everywhere. There's the nav bar across the top. There's the stuff across the bottom. There's the stuff down the right-hand side. A lead capture page has one simple purpose, and that's to capture a lead. Now, you've probably seen very elaborate long-form landing pages, and they really sell the idea why you need to opt in to get a gift. Now, we've found that in the B2B space, if you are dealing with time-poor business owners, often that is overkill. You're totally overcooking things. On the screen right now, this is how to book more conversations with very interested prospects. Get the fully booked 10-day challenge roadmap. Would you like this B2B fully booked roadmap to get you started? Sure, get started here. And what you can see on the screen is a 3-part question. Most sales just happen online without a conversation, which seems like a dumb question to ask. What best describes the situation given the topic? Number 2, most new client relationships start with a conversation. That's a pretty good question to have, since the topic is how to book more conversations with very interested prospects. We mostly just take orders over the phone. Now, if anyone is interested in this particular ebook, they will hit number 2. Bam. And I've begun the process of collecting a lead. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this right now is that, once again, a lot of people spend a lot of time and a lot of money building a website. Here's my recommendation. Build the audience before you build the website. That way, when you've got your sales and marketing down pat, you're not launching to crickets. You're not saying, hey, I got this great new website and a great new business card and a great new brand with a great new logo. Hey, everyone, check it out. Anyone? Bueller? And the coyote howls in the distance. No, build the audience before you launch. And the best way to do that is to, step 1, figure out your target audience, who you want to be serving, who you want to be supporting and helping. Figure out who that person or type of business is, and then figure out the headaches that they have before they know they need you. So I have a SaaS business, I have a coaching business, I've got a consulting business, I've got a training business. I know my target audience. It's people who sell complex products and services, which usually involve a conversation over the phone or face-to-face or via Zoom. And if that's the case, most people want to be able to book more conversations with very interested prospects. That's the headache that my target audience has before they know they need me. So, step 1, figure out your target audience. And step 2, then give them a reason to come into your world and start building that relationship. And once again, you don't need a website to do that. Indeed, once again, you could spend a lot of money on a website only to discover that you had a change of heart around the audience that you want to be engaging with. Or indeed, you just totally misunderstood the angles. You really misunderstood why it is that they're hiring you, that they want you, that they need you. It's much better to know that stuff before you build the website. Also, with a page like this, if you do get it wrong, you can change it up in a second. In this particular page, all I have is an image. at the top. That's all I have. I can change it up in a second. I can change the angle. I can change my target audience. I can produce another one in a second using this tool, B2B Dash. Anywho, moving on. I hit go. What happens next? Success. Prepare yourself for a surprise in 3, 2, 1. Now, I've already collected the lead. I'm building my audience. I'm building my network. I don't have a website. I do, but in this theoretical, hypothetical scenario, let's say I don't. Great, you have unlocked a secret one-time only invitation. Get a B2B funnel mapping session. So now I'm being invited to book a call. Now, once again, if you're selling a complex service, if you're a consultant, a coach, maybe you're a tactician like a web designer or a web developer or a designer or a copywriter, you don't need all that extra stuff. So this one here, I'm inviting someone to book a time with me. Once again, I'm using B2B Dash. Now, in this particular instance, I'm using this form to elevate anticipation, pretty much sell why my audience needs to be booking a time with me or a member of my crew, in this case, my business partner, John. And once again, I've got a no-brainer question here. What type of business do you have? It's B2B. And then I've got some other questions in here, which I can use to pre-qualify the types of people that I want to meet with or have one of my crew or a business partner meet with. By now, I'm also asking for a phone number. Once again, I do not need a website to do this. Have we met before? Not yet. I've only ever attended one of your webinars. What time zone are you in? I'm in Australia right now. Now, that did not ask me for my first name, last name, email address again. It didn't need to. It remembered to do that from the first time around. One final question. Do I want a 45-minute call or a 15-minute call? Now, one of the reasons why pages like this work so well is because, as I said, on a website, there are all these distractions. So this focuses us and brings us into a direction. There's actually two options. That is, take the next step or leave, right? Take the next step or leave. And if you make it very easy for someone to take the next step, they will feel compelled to go through the process to finish what they started, because humans are really great at finishing what they started. So let's get them started. Now, at the end here, I'm inviting someone to book a time with me. Now, once again, the option is book a time or not book a time. So it's either yes or no. I've changed up the dynamic here by saying, do you want a 45-minute or a 15-minute call? The reason why I've done that is that I don't, in this scenario, want a yes or no. I want 45 minutes or 15. And the person goes, you know what? I want 15. At this point, it does not ask for a first name, last name, email address, or phone number. All that information is been collected. B2B Power Chat. Great, you qualify for a Power Chat with, in this case, John Inglesos. Once again, this is still powered by B2B Dash, which means that all my data is stored in the one place. And I can come back to anyone that's filled out any of my forms. I can send them additional messages. I can use something like any of those forms or even this page to trigger a sequence of emails using B2B Dash. I'm going to book a time with John, 3:30 on that day. Let's have a look at this. Actually, I'm not going to book a time with John because I don't want to fill up his calendar with me doing demos. But this would go to a success page or a thank you page, or I could redirect it to another step or a video to build anticipation before the meeting. That was all done using one tool without the need for a big, expensive website. And I'm going to have a look at the data behind the scenes. Immediately, you can see here that there's me. I've worked through this process. You can see it here. You can also see that as of this month, we've generated 122 leads. We've had 52 bookings, which is great. That's more than 50% of the people that have come into our funnel have booked a bit of time with us. I can see that my email automation is humming. I've got a 57% open rate. I can also scoot down the page to check out how many sales I've made for this particular month, how many sales I've made next month using the cart form. And I'm doing all this using one tool without the need for a website. Wouldn't that make more sense to start collecting a little bit of data, getting a better understanding of your target audiences? Yes. Building a relationship by providing helpful, valuable information, giving future customers and clients the opportunity to book time with you. Wouldn't that be a better experience? Now, even Ainsley here has said, it's funny how many people told me I need a website. All my business has been word of mouth. Now, once again, when somebody says, here's somebody that I think you should be working with, when someone refers some work your way, maybe don't just give them a call immediately and say, hey, let's work together. Maybe point them to a page like one of the examples that I showed you, where you can bring them into your world with an opt-in gift, or give them an opportunity to self-qualify for a meeting, or send them directly to the page where they can book a meeting. And all that data can go into your own system so that you can track leads, you can track appointments booked, you can track sales, you can stay on top of all your potential and real client relationships. So do you need a website when you're just starting out? If you're selling knowledge or services or expertise, the answer is a definitive big fat no.